And what we're going to do now is, once we got your highlight there, let me just come off from the tracking more in here. Let's move up a bit. Again, if you can see, I've got roto, my track one there, and what I'm going to do is now start thinking about this shot. How can I cover this shot here? So everything has to be in stages, and then you kind of move in a little bit more in and out. So if I just kind of start working on this part here, so the hand movement, so it comes in. So I want to choose somewhere where I can actually see uh, the hand coming in. So it's somewhere in 15. So 15, and then it goes up 15 right there. So let's start from somewhere from 15. So I can create a shape again. If you just double click there, add a track. Let's say that I need another rotor node here. So I think if you just do it step by step, that'd be great. Um, you can either create another rotor node or bring the trackers together. But at the moment, because the movement is quite fast there, I just want to see if I can manually do that. Okay, so let's have a go at that. So if you just double click on here, let's create another Bezier curve. This time I'm just going to kind of bring this in. There you go. Perfect. And then here as well. Oops. So sorry, I just pressed. Oops. 2D. There we go. I just wanted to make sure. Sorry, I'll just always do that. So there we go. Probably just kind of do this shape first. Happy with that. Let's give it a bit of more curve there. That's perfect. Okay. Tighten that a little bit. Get a bit more in the middle there. There we go. Let's stretch that out. Oops. There you go. Like a cusp there, like a tight bend thing there. Okay, great. That's perfectly fine. And now let's try doing that. So if I just see that, just kind of bring that in. So let's start moving that. So one. So that will be select all of them. And what I'm doing is matching this point here. Just bring that in here, see? And then I can just select these parts here to bring it down. Again, if I can select that and bring that in a bit more. Perfect. And then you can see that's what I mean. See that? So that's the part there which kind of comes in. See that? So slowly and slowly, gradually, it will start kind of making sense now. So you guys, if I just now move that again, take that up here, and now this point I need to just select. What you notice that I don't really use only one point to move around. I kind of select a bunch so that it's kind of constant. So just kind of move that up a bit more like that, and that will work for me. If I just go here, see that? So that's 1, 2. So it depends on how you see as well. So for example, if I let me just finish this off first before I move into a different part here. So this there, one, and then obviously that disappears, isn't it? So the hand disappears, and what I'll do is simply select all of them, and then kind of just bring it out from the oops, sorry, I've just selected the other point as well. Always remember, because you can, once you overlaying each other, you have it could kind of select other points as well, and it can ruin the rotor. But always make sure that when you select, so if you just select on it, just make sure you click on the shape, then select it all, and it will automatically select only the shape which needs selecting. And then what I'm going to do is simply move that out from the shot here. Okay, so that's my first part there. See that? So that's coming in. See, that shot comes in, and it's done nicely. And of course, then what I can do now is simply, if I want to view the shot from here, if I just click on this number 1, that's where the shot is. So see that? So that's part is coming nicely. So that's where I can check. Again, of course, I've stopped there, but then you start carrying on doing your roto. So if I just go back again, just simply click on this little point. 1. Let's go. Let's say, for example, if you want to add more trackers, let's say that I'm gonna, of course, then you kind of carry on with that. So that was my manual animation done, no trackers used. And again, I can kind of see from this point, I can start working on again another tracker. So I can say track jumper 1. Actually, that needs to be jumper 2. J U. Okay. Jumper. Perfect. And then I can just press LB1. There'll be 2. So always name them, it's always good. And now I can just add another one here, and I'll just finish this off only doing this part. So then again, I can just start working on this point here. Okay. And of course you have to do stuff in sections. That's the only way you can achieve a really nice smooth rotoscoping shot, good shapes as well. So if I just select that again, press Z, and let's just kind of come in a bit more on here. It's perfect. And then I can just start see what's happening there. Okay, perfect. So if I just kind of do the shot first, go back, and here you can see what's happening. There's a slight shift there with the whole shot there. So if I let me just come up from the grade to just kind of view that clearly. Sometimes it's always good to kind of see the lining only. So if I just do that, that was here, then it came down. So what I can do is simply just bring that out a bit more. At the moment, I'm not quite worried about the inside, because it's always about the outside. And then from here, I can go somewhere like here. Perfect. So that's 1, and then you just kind of see that there's a jump there. Move that in a bit more, and now what I'm going to do here, if I just kind of click here, um, the shape changes. See that? So I'm just trying to following this part here. The shape changes, so I can just simply drag my 3 points here, just bring it up, and then bring them down a little bit so that we can kind of have a nice kind of shape there. So highlight that, just bring it in a bit more, and I think that would be it. So just kind of straighten that up a bit more. Okay, so now I can just see, so 1, 2, and that disappears as well, so just click on that. So see, sometimes you have to do a manual kind of animation, which obviously we see that. So that's one part done. Let's look at some more tracking. So if I want to, let's work on this tire shot. So if I want to now create kind of a rotor here, so I know this part. So what we're going to do is simply do 2 sections. So let's say that you want to do you want to do you want to have a rotor node for this shape. You want to have a another rotor node for this shape. No rotor node for this shape. So really, you can divide that as how you want it really. But it depends on your shot as well. What you're going to be looking at. So now, if I just kind of do a couple of more tracking, and then we can just kind of show you how we can preview that on a checkerboard and the grayscale. So I can virtually see this shot in the whole scene, which is good. So there we go. So that's looking okay. So what I'm going to do is simply bring that in and see if I can track this now. So I'm going to create another track node. Okay, and remember that I need to connect this to my main footage. Obviously I've created a kind of a dot there where it's still connected to the read. Okay, but it's just it's more simple. It's just kind of put there. So if you just double click here, add a track. There you go. So if I want to add this one here and create an open pixel shape, give it a space, and now if I just simply play this, watch very carefully what happens here. See that? Really nice shape done. So it's kind of really grabbed it nicely, so you can see there was movement here, and there was a stop. Obviously the tire came forward, and that's looking good. So this track is done. Okay, and because I knew that I've got a lot of space to work with, so if I just kind of now create a rotor node, again 0, sorry, O, sorry, 0. If I just double click on here, if you just press on O, not 0, sorry, if I just click here and come off from here, and that's my another, so you can just kind of name that differently, whatever you want to name it. And now I'm going to just see, because it's a round shape, I'm gonna use the ellipse tool, where I'm going to just simply bring that in, and see, I can just do that. Let's select that and just kind of set it up where I want to. So I'm going to bring that in here. Okay, and then simply just kind of do this. Again, remember that you can kind of, you see you got your feather edge there as well. You can bring in your feathers as well. It's really important as well to think about on those lines as well, so you can kind of bring that in as well. So if I kind of bring this down, okay, open that edge a bit more. I can add points to this, but at the moment I don't see that I need any points. But let me just see if I can kind of get nice. Again, if I just press the control key, you can see that I can just, the handle can be moved to one part there. There we go. Perfect. So I'm happy with that. and now I'm going to just track this, and then just double click that. Let's name this track as new track 1, new track 2. Yeah, I mean on your script it will be all brand new because I've already got some stuff happening on my other part of the script. That's why you see other tracking and rotor nodes as well in here. So if you just double click here and now go to transform, make sure that you click on your rotor, and this time link to track 2 transform. And this is something which I need to explain. See, so at the moment what happened here was uh, this shape didn't was not actually did not go on top of the actual shape itself where I had selected. Now the reason why, if you look, if you have it on 0, and if I go on my tracker point transform, here it says the reference frame was 1, but I started on 0. So if I just only put 0 there and set to reference frame and just double click here, and it goes back to where it is. So one thing you need to always remember is whenever you are working, um, even if you are animating somewhere starting from here, you need to always make sure that you set your reference frame all the time. So let me give you an example again. So